Expelled MPs from the Mtongana party are expected to hold their news conference in Cape Town this morning. Now, it comes just a day after their court application at the Western Cape High Court, which was seeking an interdict to prevent the swearing in of new MK Party members in Parliament. And Newzroom Afrika's Athi Mtongana joins us live now outside that venue in Cape Town. Athi, good morning. So twin briefings today. We're going to hear from former President Jacob Zuma, of course, the leader of MK, in his news conference at around 12 o'clock today. And ahead of that, you have these disgruntled MPs now who have been talking about their plight and how this has all impacted them. That's going ahead, I think, within the next half an hour or so, and you are there. Tell us what we can expect.
I think they know very well, Iman, not to make this particular press briefing right just before or at the time when the actual leader of the MK Party, the former President Jacob Zuma, because he's holding his at around 12 o'clock and they're holding theirs at 10 a.m. this morning. And you're correct, it comes a day after their court bid at the Western Cape High Court. They're seeking an interdict to prevent the swearing in of the new MK Party members. You might know at the stage, Iman, that touted to come into the MK Party, which is the official opposition party now in Parliament. They are touting people like Floyd Shivambu, former EFF Deputy President, Mtongana Mani, who's also another former EFF MP. So they are basically saying, as disgruntled ex-Mtongana members, that they don't want to see that taking place and that they have many grievances which their lawyers tried to break down to us yesterday. But I do want us to listen to what the spokesperson of the MK Party had to say, because he is of the view that these expelled MK Party members were briefed that their term or their time in Parliament after being sworn in would not last. So let's listen to what he had to say.
And we engaged with them in a civil manner to inform them that this is the situation and that they have to be replaced. And when I talk about sabotage, I'm talking about people who are putting in friends, community members, and family members onto our list. And so we communicated with them that they have to be replaced at some point. So they're given two options as allowed by Parliament. We consulted the Parliament, and they decided to still go ahead and be sworn in, of which still is allowed by Parliament. Now that they're being replaced, there's nothing untoward. This is something they knew was going to happen, because the names that are now replacing them are the same names that ought to be on our list in the first place.
There's also a review application before the Western Cape High Court, which they filed. They are seeking to set aside their termination. One of the issues is, of course, the fact that they left their jobs coming into Parliament to represent the MK Party. They also want reasons as to why they were expelled from the party. They also make claims around how they are facing potential eviction. So there's a plethora of issues that they will be laying bare before the courts when their legal counsel argues some of these issues then before Judge Erasmus at the Western Cape High Court. The particular application involving the interdict to prevent the swearing in of the new MPs, that matter has been adjourned until the 3rd of September. So that's when we'll hear whether or not their bid to prevent the new MK Party members to be sworn in, whether they would succeed or not.
And so who's mooted as the new names going forward? Just talk to us about that, because as you heard in that bite, those names ought to have been on the list in the first place. And if we've seen the recent political movements, people like the Deputy President of the EFF moving to the Mtongana party, the expectation is, of course, that he would serve in some kind of role in Parliament. It would also then suggest that these conversations would have been in the pipeline for a long time now.
Certainly, Iman, the former president, deputy president of the EFF, Floyd Shivambu, is even mentioned in the court papers, but we also know that there's other key figures that have also been touted to go and represent the MK Party by the likes of former Eskom CEO Brian Molefe. You also have other former CEOs of state-owned entities like Mtongana and Mr. Gama. So those are just some of the names which we know actually served these state-owned entities under former President Jacob Zuma's tenure as a President of the Republic of South Africa. So we are going to definitely see, I think today at 12 o'clock when that briefing of the MK Party takes place, who probably would be filling up those positions, because remember, it's not just the 10 that were removed. There's a number of them, of those positions that need to be filled in now in Parliament, of course, with the Speaker of the National Assembly also highlighting and confirming that indeed there are vacancies now, and they were informed by the MK Party of the removal of these members of the MK Party.
All right, Athi Mtongana, thank you very much for that, and we will take you again live to Cape Town as that briefing unfolds at the top of the next hour.